People usually mix AI and quantum AI, which is a very different thing. The volume of data that we're giving to the beast of the internet, and that is trained after that. 200 seconds of quantum computing that Google did was equivalent, bear in mind, to 10,000 years of supercalculators.
That's dangerous.
And that's the magic of AI.
Karim Amor, bonjour. Welcome being with us. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you for inviting me.
So I'm going to introduce you to our audience. You are a writer of Renaissance Now. You are a founder of Synergeon and interested about all that can handle the wellness, the aging, even the cancer diseases. Your book is about the quantum AI. Can you talk a little bit about the quantum AI?
Yes, but let's talk, if I wish, if I may, about AI first.
Yeah, sure.
Because people usually mix AI and quantum AI, which is a very different thing. AI, as we know it, was invented in 1957. It's a very old technology that exists for a long time, and that was invented by three guys, one in Canada and two in the US. And they tried to do things, and we had two schools with AI. We had the schools of the school of people trying to imitate the brain, and the other school, which one, by the way, who is the school who decided to put together all the data they could ever put and bring information out of this data after this data has been trained. So the first school has not yet won. I say not yet because it might happen one day.
Yeah, it's still work in progress on this.
It's under progress. Yes, some researchers are working on it, and the second one definitely won because of the volume of data that we're giving to the beast of the internet, and that is trained after that. You have examples like what we call transformers. Transformers as those AI solutions like OpenAI, Gemini, the ones made by Meta and other Infusion AI and so on and so forth. Those are called transformers. They are tremendous volumes of data trained in order to be able to give back information in such a way that it's understandable to you through statistical algorithms.
So what you're saying is that AI came first, and then the quantum came to help the AI handle all the massive data that we are having?
Your question is very interesting because at the end of the day, if you see the history, there was a conflict between the dimensions of Einstein that we call the four dimensions, and there was another school, which is the quantum school, which Einstein recognizes, which is, like we said, the string theory, la théorie des cordes in French. The Einstein school has 4 dimensions, whereas the quantum school has over 11 dimensions. So it's a different story. We all know, and even the first school accepts the principle that the whole universe is quantum-based. The whole of it. These chairs, your mind, yourself, your hair, your skin, your heart, everything is made by matter. Quantum matter is in a quantum field. And quantum is related to atoms. And we're working not in the infinitely big, but in the infinitely small. The Einstein theory goes into the infinitely big, whereas the quantum theory goes into the infinitely small.
The plenty of one and zeros in all the ways possible.
The ones and zeros in data, in classical data, as handled as ones and zeros. The difference with quantum is what we call superposition. Superposition is 1 and 0 together at the same time. So it's very complicated to understand as such when you evaluate, you said ones and zeros, how can be related together? And when you come to what we call an entanglement, which is the way you put qubits, which is the value of data that you use in quantum related to the normal data that you use on normal computers. When you put qubits together, they have to be completely aligned. They have to be, so when the qubits talk to each other. So one qubit talks to another qubit, and they both have to be entangled to be able to produce a result. I don't want to get into so much detail on technical, but at the end of the day, what happens is that on one side, you use data as ones and zeros. So I'll give you an example. Lately, about 3-4 years ago, Google did a calculation on a quantum computing. And the 200 seconds of quantum computing that Google did was equivalent, bear in mind, to 10,000 years of supercalculators. But it's not the same calculations. We're not handling the same information. We're not handling it the same way.
The results were the same?
We don't look for the same things. Okay. You look for much broader matter or result when you handle with some supercomputer or you handle transformers. Mm-hmm. Whereas with quantum computing, you're looking for very, very deep, narrow information. Quantum computers are not yet ready. They are on the process. We do a lot of efforts, but we use them, like in my company, we use them to do some what we call hybrid computing, which is quantum simulations. We simulate quantum results. So we build algorithms which are AI quantum algorithms to find out how material should behave in certain environments. So we come up to results, but with simulations of quantum calculations, which are not quantum calculations per se. But believe me, quantum calculations are coming very fast, and they're going to disrupt the whole world in their way, because we will do tremendous things with them, as we do tremendous things with AI today.
I imagine with the 10,000 years of data, we just in few minutes, we handled it with a quantum. That's amazing. That's
a different way of looking at life.
Yeah.
We have to get used to it, because it'll come faster than we think. And my book, Renaissance Now, speaks about it, because we use it so that we know what it is. We know where we're heading. And we see that a lot of investments are done by countries like China is putting up $20 billion yearly on quantum calculations. The US are putting $10 billion. Europe is getting on board to put up. There is a startup called Novordisk who put a $200 million lately just for quantum AI startups.
Putting AI or quantum, is it mandatory?
No, not at all. It's not the same world. Okay. We're not talking about the same
Is
thing.
that simplify all the, let's say, the queries that you are asking the quantum, the quantum to do?
Well, your question is right to the point. I have a friend who is living at Oxford. He's a very, very potent scientist, a physicist. And he works with AI to be able to understand the quantum entanglement better. Okay. So AI helps out understand some product, like you have Google, who just released his AlphaFold, which folded proteins in a way that now we can use them. They did it already 3 years ago. They redone a new batch this year, and about 2 weeks ago, and they found out not only the way to fold proteins, because folding proteins for health is the heart of the nucleus of health. When you know how to fold proteins, you can find a lot of cures to diseases.
Thank you for coming to Health. That was my next question. I know that you are really interested into the wellness and the anti-aging and the diseases and to a lot of interesting and human being stuff. How do AI helps you on everything, on going through all those like well-being information? Yes.
Well, this came out of my story and the story of my associates. I happened to have a brain tumor about 32 years ago, which I all got operated. And I got a pretty good life, doing my sports, my routines, good health, good eating, and so on and so forth. And after 25 years, I found out that I have diabetes type 2, plus a hypertension. I said to myself, there's something going on here. How can you stop doing your naughty things, as far as health is concerned, by the way, and have a clean life that you show your kids to have and your environment to have? And after 25 years, you get to know that you have a diabetes type 2. So I said, there's something going on here. So I wanted to understand better, as I come from a technical mathematician background, I decided to launch Synergeon. I was in tech for about 35 years, but I launched Synergeon as the sole private research center. We have about 2 or 3 private centers, whereas the Moroccan government and universities have several ones, one in each city of Morocco. And with tremendous researchers, you have all over Morocco, you have UM6P, which is a fantastic example of a spin-off of OCP, who has fantastic research centers in Ben Guerir and Rabat. They also have research done in Tétouan with AI. They're very, very mature in that arena, whereas also the Moroccan university are mature. We have tremendous researchers in different arenas. We have the Qadi Iyad one, we have the Agadir one, we have the Casablanca ones, everywhere. The Fez, University of Fez, in Tangier, now Tétouan. We have a lot of good universities. Oujda.
What is the most amazing thing you bring with health and AI in Morocco?
I think with the program of His Majesty, the King Mohammed VI went through, we have tremendous potential on health, because when our king says that he wants to protect over 40 million Moroccans in one discourse, that mobilize a lot of energies behind it. Because bear in mind, we were protecting 3.5 million people, now we're protecting 40. You can imagine the gap and the leapfrog we have to do about it. And there's a whole industry coming up, including the pharmaceutical industry, the university and research, the companies like us who are in biotech the field, which is deep research and doing things, the universities.
Anything specific that we created with AI and health?
Sure. I told you about the Google folding proteins, which is related to diseases comprehension and medicine. I think AI will help a lot in understanding the environment of medicine. We use AI in our company to enhance the research that we do as far as the discovery of how the body interacts with sugar. We see how the body, I was a diabetes type 2, so I work also for myself and my associates also that have the same disease. We work on things like hypertension and heart diseases, which is the first disease worldwide. And bear in mind that if you look at metabolic syndrome, you address nearly half of the worldwide population.
And do you work on this topic, on the diabetes or the hypertension, as a cure or as a prevention way?
Very good question. We work in not only in the prevention, but in the prediction.
Oh, wow.
And that's the magic of AI. It's a predictive tool. So it's not the panacea, because at the end of the day, you have to work on data and have the precise and good data to use it for your endeavor. But at the end of the day, prediction allows prevention, I would say. AI is the most fantastic tool for prediction. So you can prevent what could occur as far as the statistics are concerned, because AI is a statistic tool that handles productivity in whatever area you could use it.
And is it something that it's working now? Can we prevent the diabetes?
We do. We have several patents that can do it. Some new releases are going to be done I believe, in September. It's a very deep tech, so we have to be very cautious to clinical trials and things like that. There are some precautions to be taken. But at the end of the day, we will probably release something interesting within the month of September, October. Yes.
Yeah. Happy to see that.
Inshallah.
So I'm going to go back to the era of the quantum computers that we just talked about a few minutes ago. What do you think will be the future of our basic computer and laptops that we all handle every day? What will be our future with this? Are we going to handle huge computers? How things are going to evolve in few years?
No, I think we're going to use our computers. Our computers are here to stay. It's just that we we'll probably prolong our computers with what we call VR or mixed reality. But at the end of the day, the computerization will be done as it's done today, except that for quantum, as I explained to you, is a very different way of handling computing. And what happens is that quantum, as it can operate in parallel calculations, it can be very, very potent as far as security is concerned. This is why we wanted to protect our future members in a quantum way. And we have one of our subsidiary called AP Quantum, because our main company is called AP, like epigenetics, because we work on the health for whatever, at the 360 level. And we also handle quantum calculations to simulate, but also to protect. So we develop technologies that are going to be protecting supercomputers and computers in general for against quantum attacks. To give you an example, if today quantum was in existence and working, let's say we have quantum computers that have over 1,000 qubits, but also we can work with them with 40 qubits. But if we get to 100 or 200 qubits, it's very difficult to handle today, but it'll happen in a short term. I mean, 2025, 2026. Any bank can be hijacked by quantum computing in 5 seconds.
Oh, wow, firewalls.
As for today.
That's dangerous.
So the banks and the insurance companies and the big companies and everybody has to get protected.
Yeah.
And also to go even beyond that, I believe you know about blockchain.
Yeah, sure.
You know about cryptocurrencies and so on. You know, cryptocurrencies have a private key and a public key. Yeah. Quantum computing can hack very easily
both.
A public key, because you have your private key. You can have them both. It has difficulty hacking the computers that are handling the calculations because of the network. You need time for the network to go in all the computers. So quantum cannot go in all computers on one shot, but it can handle the keys. And that's the most important.
Unless you have an offsite key, which is now...
No, also if you have it the day you will put it up, quantum computing will keep it and hack it. But having companies like the small scale like us or other companies working in what we call postquantum AI, post-quantum cryptography, we can now have solutions that are under release to be able to protect supercomputers and computers in general from quantum attack that will occur in 1 or 2 years. But we have to get ready, because at the end of the day, the most important problem is not the technology, it's the people behind the technology that you have to train. So you have to hire the right people, you have to train them, you have to make them know about this new universe about quantum, and make them be able to thrive and anticipate the world coming.
What would be your advice for the young generation that are interested in about informatics or statistics or data or AI or whatever it is? What would be your advice for them?
I will advise them to go, and you will be surprised by my response.
Go ahead.
It's my response of the book.
Uh-huh.
I would advise them to go into critical thinking, spatial thinking, because I believe most of the AI algorithms will be auto-generated. Bear in mind that today, the day we speak, 55% of the GitHub repository, GitHub is the most important repository of AIs in the world, mainly open source. 55% of the AI that are at GitHub are auto-generated. That means no need for human interaction, no need for human...
Writing for themselves.
Absolutely. So what we have to look at is above what's going on today and being able to handle AI always one step ahead. And it's very difficult because AI is running fast, very fast. And you don't know how the world is going to be when AGI will come to place. And in my book, I announced that AGI will be much before 2028. 2028 is in 3 years.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what is AGI. And one of the definitions that I gave to AGI is as follows. For me, AGI is and AIs, eyes with an S, able to do 95% of the tasks that a human being does from the moment he wakes up to the next day when he wakes up, which means in 24 hours except sleep. Yeah, I cannot sleep for you. But at the end of the day, it can do all the rest assisting you better than you,
I like the way.
faster than you, and cheaper than you. So you have to look at it as not something harsh that is coming to you. You have to look at it something that will help your life. So you as a human being can do something else, something even better that you would never have expected. So it might be considering job with another definition. You can consider job not only as a job, but as a contribution. Because AI, which is not only robots and the AIs you see in factories, it will be the edge computing AI, which is billions and billions of devices that are going to be handled in the edge computing, which is in your fridge, to your car, to anywhere you go. You have super microcomputer handling AI and doing things. And my belief is that AI will not particularly come from those big guys like OpenAI that are disclosing the fact that it's coming soon, but it will also come with AI agents that are everywhere in the world that will mixed up for a super capacity of handling intelligence. I'm not talking about super intelligence, which is another step, but AGI, artificial general intelligence, will come in different forms. And this is the subtle thing, is that we're not going to see it coming. And that's the most dangerous thing.
Because it will grow with us.
It'll grow with us. It'll go...
follow the flow.
It will go next to us. And we have to go so it doesn't grow against us. That's one issue that we have to look at also. There are so many good things with AI, but we have to take some precautions on the way we process AI, what we feed. Because at the end of the day, who feeds AI? Us,
human,
the humans.
Of course. The key word you mentioned is assist. AI is here to assist us. If no one tells the AI what to do, how to think, how to do stuff, AI won't exist. It actually assists us is the key word.
It assists us with what we feed it.
Exactly,
Because,
totally.
Like you said, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
So look at what we feed to the social networks. We feed bashing. If you look at social networks today, you will find that in the internet in general, you have much more negative news than positive news.
True.
When you switch on your TV and you see the news, how many bad news do you get?
No, let's
against how many good news? It's because they want to get our eyeballs, and our eyeballs, in terms of intrinsically, are much more keen to go toward bad news because we're more scared about what's going to happen than we are going towards something good. This is a human, your neocortex way of handling things.
Yeah.
And we have to look at it in a way that we have to know what we do and the effect we have, not only for us, but for our kids and the kids of our kids.
Of course, of course. Thank you so much, Karim. That was super interesting.
You're mostly welcome.